Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my awful MAC experience. Touch wood, this has only actually happened to me once. Normally every time I go in MAC, it's amazing. The girls know exactly what they're talking about. I normally go in with a list, so I know exactly what I'm asking for when I get in there anyway. But typically the time that I needed help, it just turned into an absolute nightmare. So if you like the sound of this video, keep on watching. If you enjoyed watching it, give me a thumbs up and make sure you hit the subscribe button below. And leave me any comments in regards to your awful MAC experiences, because I'm sure there's a lot of them out there. Okay, so really quick disclaimer before we get started. I am in no way, shape or form bashing any of the MAC products. I use loads of the MAC products. I've used them for years and years and years. I've never had any problems. It's not a particular problem with the product. It's a particular problem with the staff and the way that the staff think it's appropriate to speak to paying customers. So that is what this whole thing is about. It's nothing to do with the actual brand. So let's just jump straight into the video. My MAC story took place in the MAC store within the Selfridges store in the Manchester Arndale Centre. Usually I use the MAC store at the Trafford Centre. That's also in a Selfridges, but we just happened to be in the town centre and we were doing some shopping, so it was easier to just nip in there. So me and my friend have obviously gone into MAC. We've probably been stood in there for about 10-15 minutes maybe. And yeah, it was absolutely heaving. I mean, it always is. It's as if they don't have enough staff. They do. They have plenty of staff. It's just that obviously MAC is really popular and there just happened to be loads of people there that day. To start off with, we went over to the lipsticks. I was looking for another lipstick. I lost one of my favourite ones and it was a MAC one. So I went in to try and replace it or find something that was similar. So I'm swatching all the lipsticks on my hand, trying to find something that, you know, looked similar to the shade that I'd lost. So the lady comes over and she says to me, you know, is there anything I can help you with? Do you need any help there? And she's looking at my hand, and obviously I'm standing there and I'm swatching all of these lipsticks. Probably got about 15 lipsticks on my hand. And I'm like, oh no, it's fine, you know, I don't need any help. I'm just trying to find, you know, a new shade. And she's like, okay, well, I can see that you've tried quite a few there. So is there anything that, you know, if you tell me what you're looking for, I might be able to help. So I said to her, no, it's fine, don't worry, you know, I'm just browsing. I'll give you a shout though if I need anything. So the lady looks me up and down, purses her lips together and walks off. And then she sort of trots behind me to where this other lady that obviously works at MAC is standing. And she says to her, have you seen how many of those lipsticks she's used? I bet she doesn't even buy one. And I'm literally standing there with another lipstick in my hand. And I'm looking at my friend and they're stood behind me and I can literally feel them staring at me. And I'm like, is she talking about us? And my friend was like, I think so, yeah. So I was like, just ignore it. I said, just ignore it. It's not worth, you know, getting annoyed about. So we carry on swatching the lipsticks. I can feel them staring at me and it almost made me feel embarrassed. Like, the lipsticks are there for a reason. You're supposed to be able to go in there and try them and not feel pressurised into buying something. But I could feel these two vultures standing behind me, burning holes into my back. They were staring that hard. I wanted the ground to open up and swallow me. It was horrible. It was horrible. So after the terrible lipstick incident, we go over to the foundation section and we're looking at the different shades of foundation. So the same lady comes over again and she says, is there anything I can help you with? And I said, there is actually. I normally always get NC37 in the Studio Sculpt. I said, but at the minute, I've not been wearing that much fake tan and I feel like it's a bit orange for my face. So the last time that I went into another MAC store, I think it was in Liverpool actually, they gave me NC35. I said, but NC35 is too yellow and NC37 is too orange. So what do you recommend? Because obviously she works there. It's her job to know what the best shades are. So neither of these two shades are a fit. One is too orange, one is too yellow. And like I say, at the minute I'm not wearing that much fake tan, so you know, I needed something that was a little bit paler, let's say. So she looks me up and down again and she says, MAC don't really specialise in pale skin tones and red hair. I literally stood there. I didn't know what to say. I was staring at my friend. So basically, she'd just said I was a pale ginger. That is in effect what she had just said. Bearing in mind, this girl has got a horrific bleach job. She's got white blonde hair and black roots and black eyebrows. So she's looking at me and she says, how do you expect me to match you if your skin colour isn't right? Which I kind of understand. You can't go into a shop with a skin colour and just guess what shade you need. But I was trying to explain to her that one is too orange, one is too yellow. Is there anything else that's more of a neutral tone that's, you know, less orange or less yellow? But no, this lady was not interested in helping me. We were getting nowhere fast with this lady. So I said to her, it's fine. I'll leave the foundation for now and I'll have a think about it and I'll have another look online next time I'm online. Not that that would have helped, because you can't pick a foundation offline, can you? So then she says to me, is there anything else that I can help you with? And I say, I'm looking for the waterproof liquid eyeliner. I've actually got it in my drawer. Which one is it? It's the MAC liquid eyeliner. Shocking. I've used it that much that half of the actual name's rubbed off it. So anyway, it's like this. It's just a little tiny black liquid eyeliner. You know, that I use every day. It's amazing though, it's brill, it stays on all day, and I never have any problems with it. So anyway, off she goes over to the display case and she gets me one, and then she ends up bringing it back. And she says to me, have you used this before? And I say, yeah, I use it every day, you know, I think it's great, it doesn't come off, and if it's windy or raining, you know, and I'm trying to be super nice to this bitch, you know, it stays on, it's really good. And while I'm talking, she's sort of looking at my eye in an awkward way. Just glancing at my eye. I couldn't tell what she was looking at, but it made me feel really uncomfortable. So by this point, I'm losing patience, and she's staring at me and she's looking at my eye. And I said to her, have I got something on my face? Because, you know, when someone's staring at your face, you would generally assume that you've got something on your face. So she looks at me, dead in the eye, and says, no, but your eyelash is hanging off. I was literally mortified. And I'm thinking, it doesn't feel like it's falling off. So I immediately grab the inner corner here and I'm like messing with it. And then I'm messing with it and I can feel this end coming off as well. So anyway, that was that. So he gets the liquid eyeliner, and then I'm sort of just laughing, and my friend is literally just stood next to me, mortified. She didn't know what to say either. So she says, is that everything? And I'm like, yeah, probably wasn't, but I just wanted to pay and get the fuck out of that shop. So we get to the till and she says, you know, she's running all the items through and everything. She puts them all in the bag and she says, oh, can I take your email address? And I said, oh, I don't have an email address. And she looked at me. It's the look that she was giving me. She looked at me and went, everybody has an email address. What kind of person doesn't have an email address? And I literally stood there and I was like, oh, wow, did she actually just say that? So I said, oh, no, I didn't finish. I mean, I don't have an email address to give to you because I don't want my inbox filling with spam. And she looked at me and she was like, we don't fill inboxes with spam. And I said, well, that's all right, because I don't have an email address anyway. So is that everything scanned through? And she was sort of looking at me. She probably couldn't believe that I was being rude to her, but whatever. So she's obviously pretty pissed off with me. I'm pretty pissed off with her. So then she looks down into the bag of all the items that she scanned through and that, you know, I'm about to pay for. And she looks at the girl that's standing next to her, who's the other vulture that was stood behind me about 10 minutes ago. And she says, oh, so you didn't end up buying a lipstick then? She's like sort of looking through the bag. She knows I didn't buy a lipstick. I didn't have a lipstick in my hand when I handed her the items, so... And then this other girl sort of stood there smirking, and they're both looking at each other, and it was just so uncomfortable. So obviously, I'm standing at the till. I'm about to lose my fucking mind because I'm so mad. All I want to do is pay and get the hell out of this shop. It's causing me anxiety and I just don't like it. So we're standing there and I'm like, I'm boiling. I'm literally boiling. And she's just standing there pursing her lips. And I said to her, have I said something to offend you? And she said, I'm sorry. And I said, have I said something to offend you? Because ever since you started helping us, I feel like you've been nothing but rude. And she went, oh, I'm sorry if you feel like I've been rude. I'm sorry if you feel like I've been rude. When people say that, I hate it because it doesn't mean that they're sorry. And she was trying to imply that I was feeling a particular way for no reason. That's what she was implying. She said, no, I've just been trying to help you get some better makeup. And there we go. That was like the last nail in the coffin. So she's just said to me that my face clearly needs better makeup. I won't mind, but I walked in there with these bloody MAC products on my face as well. I'm wearing a face full of MAC makeup. How have I applied it so dismally that you feel the need to stand on that side of the till and take the piss out of the way that I look? Come on. It makes me mad now just even thinking about it. So obviously, I'm fucking livid. I am fucking livid. So I'm just standing there and I'm like, wow. And I'm waiting for her to hand me the receipt, but she hasn't handed me the receipt. She's just still standing there looking at me. So I'm standing there waiting for her to give me the receipt so I can get out of the shop. And she's just staring at me with that same Cruella de Vil smile that really pissed me off for the last 20 minutes that we've been in this store. So I said to her, I'm not being funny. You work at a makeup shop. You're not finding a cure for cancer and you're not dealing with all the problems to do with global warming. You work at a makeup counter. The least you could do is be polite to people that are paying to come in and buy something. And there was no reaction. She just continued to stand there and stare at me. So then I'm stood there and I just put my hand out. And she looked at my hand and I was like, can I have my receipt? So she like handed me the receipt and then we obviously just walked out of the store. I have never been so mad in my entire life. All I wanted to do was go into the store, buy some new makeup and have somebody help me, because that's what they get paid to do. Help people pick makeup and put it through a till. It's not that hard. So as you can imagine, by the time I got home, I was still pretty pissed off. So I rang the store, made a complaint with the actual manager, and she obviously wanted to know who it was I'd spoken to. I gave her the girl's name because I'd been stood with her long enough to read her name badge. So handed her the girl's name. She was really apologetic. The manager was absolutely lovely. She apologised for the way that the girl had spoken to me. I apologised to the manager for the way that I'd actually spoken to the sales assistant as well, because obviously I was quite rude. So I do feel though, as a customer, not that it's all right to be rude to people that work in stores, because it's not. But I do feel that if somebody's being a bit of a bitch, as much as I hate to say it, she was being a bitch. As much as she was being a bitch, she probably didn't deserve me to have said what I said to her about curing cancer and, you know, global warming and things like that. But anyway, so we did. I apologised to the manager and all was good. She said that she'd have a word with the lady that had served me originally and, you know, that maybe it was a training issue. They always blame it on a training issue, don't they? So then we skipped forward 2 days. So I thought that was the end of it. You know, I'd spoken to the manager, everything had been sorted, the air had been cleared as far as I was concerned. 2 days later, I get a call from the store. And it's the girl that served me, and she basically had been told by her manager that she needed to ring me and apologise for the way that she'd spoken to me in the store. She said that she had things going on outside of work and that they were maybe affecting her attitude during work and that she shouldn't have brought them into work, and she was aware of she was aware of that. I'd spoken to her manager and that she, you know, she'd offered to ring me to apologise, which I don't know who was more embarrassed, me or her, but I basically just said, yeah, you know, that's fine, like everyone has off days, and, you know, I apologised to her as well for the way that I spoke to her. But you could just tell on the other end of this phone that this girl was absolutely cringing. Yeah, and that was the last time that I actually went in that particular Mac store. It's not somewhere that I choose to go again. If I was in dire need of something and it was the only store that was open, I'd probably go in there. But I won't be rushing to go back in there again. I just think that one bad experience like that can completely put you off a brand. It hasn't put me off a brand, it's just completely put me off the store. So yeah, I won't be running back there anytime soon. So hopefully you guys like this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up and make sure you hit the subscribe button below, and leave me any comments if you've had any crappy Mac experiences yourselves, or if you have, you know, thought of the perfect comeback for a snotty shop assistant, then let me know in the comments below as well. And I'll see you guys in my next video.